opening nights, he would stand on a box at the bottom of the stairs and greet everybody in his dinner suit, and he'd have diamond studs, and he was the real host, and everybody knew Paddy Baker who came to the theatre.
He owned the building outright. He bought it from the Hewitt family. It was Dorothy Hewitt's father was the developer who built this. It was the Coliseum Open Air Picture Gardens, and they built it before the war, and after the war they ran out of money.
He and his father used to travel round the countryside with a horse and cart, taking the movie reels to the various town halls. And at one stage, way out the back of nowhere, apparently the horse died, and so they just trudged along themselves, taking the movie reels to the next town. That's how he made his money, and eventually he had a van, Deluxe, Baker Deluxe Films, I think it was, something like that. And he covered the whole of, I think the Midwest. I believe when he and his mother worked at the Coliseum, and he wasn't very well treated. I think things were bad during the Depression and things. But he resolved that one day he'd come back and he'd buy this place. And he did, in 1946, when he'd made the money. So it was one of those things, if you determine enough, it'll happen.
He was a film man, and we've got a seat out in the foyer which is named for him. He sat there watching audiences come and go. He loved to see the audiences coming to his theatre, but he realised that he couldn't run it as a movie house anymore, a single-screen movie house. They died out. Most of them died out because of the new venues and new requirements and multi-screens. So I said, well, if we don't do something, the theatre, we could lose it. Because, as I say, there were other thoughts, commercial thoughts, and being a commercial theatre wasn't one of them. So Paddy allowed us to put together the Baker Theatre Trust, and that meant that when he died, finally, he died actually on the job. He had a broom in his hands. We found his mate came along, Paul Tammer, and found him upstairs because he lived in what is now the bar upstairs. That was Paddy's rooms, and he'd got up one night to start sweeping the place, which he used to do if he wasn't, too tired. And this old heart just gave out, and there he was the next morning. But that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to die on the job in his theatre, I've got no doubt.